Everybody, I am Bob Horn, Los Angeles-based mix engineer and producer musician. I like to work in a lot of different genres of music, from pop and R&B and rap. I've been blessed to work with a lot of different people like Usher and Michael Jackson and Lupe Fiasco and BTS. I just have fun working on music. I've mixed the Cloud mics quite a bit, and I find them to be smooth. They're ribbons, which are known to be smooth, but also have a lot of detail. And the thing I love about that is that you get clarity without brightness, which is an important thing because you have so many high-end things in your mix of your song, like hi-hats and shakers and the top end of, whatever, horns or strings or something, or a synthesizer, bright guitar. All that's competing for the same space. And when you can have a microphone deliver clarity without brightness, it gets you ahead of the game when you're blending stuff. So you can blend in a vocal and have a nice clear vocal without high end that's competing with all those other instruments. So that's probably the main thing I can appreciate with the Cloud mics, that and their nice low end proximity. It's really, really nice. The difference between the Cloud ribbons and other ribbons is they just kind of have their own character, like some of the older AAA stuff or the RCA stuff. It kind of has low mid bumps or something like that. And the Clouds sound, to me, especially the active Cloud, sounds, I guess I would describe it as just more modern, like a more true response. And not to say that the other responses are bad, it's just different. So it's just a different thing. Background vocals, lead vocals, and acoustic guitar was real nice because we had a really bright Taylor acoustic, and sometimes it gets like snappy or bitey on the higher strings, and the Cloud ribbon just smooths that right out. Just nice not to have to bring in multiband compressors and EQs later to fix that. The microphone fixed it at the source, which was really cool. The Cloudlifters all models are great, but the X kind of stands out to me. The sound of the transformer inside the X just kind of speaks to my taste of what I like. So I tend to reach for the X more often than the original one I have. It just has an aggression, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. It just has a coolness that I like. And the fact that it's built into the Cloudlifter before it goes to any other piece of gear or plug-in or anything like that is awesome. Whenever I can have the source take on some character before it gets to me, I always prefer that. And the Cloudlifter X definitely does that. Mostly with my Cloudlifter X, I've been using either Locomotive 286 or the Hazelrig VLC preamp. And especially on the VLC, it's incredible because when you use ribbons or dynamics with the VLC, you end up with the preamp knob cranked almost all the way up, and you end up you get so close to distorting everything, and sometimes you do. So it's nice to have the Cloudlifter where you can turn the preamp almost exact opposite. It's almost all the way off. It's just up a couple, numbers and get a real nice strong signal. That's the beauty of all the Cloudlifters. I love the Zi for bass. It's great that impedance knob on top just becomes a tone knob. And I was cutting a whole album worth of bass at my house. He had like 3 basses with him, and each song we'd pull up, we'd just get the bass level in the mix, and then we'd just start cranking that knob, the impedance knob, and find the perfect EQ tonal balance. And sometimes we'd go all the way to the right and it would sound maybe a little more like a Fender P bass from the 70s, and then all the way to the left it sounded more scooped out like a jazz bass. And that was very helpful just to have a unique, perfect bass sound that we could craft to fit each song. I got started late 90s in this industry, and I got the tail end of the traditional recording in the big studios with microphones and analog boards and everything. And then once we got to the mid to late 2000s, it was all going towards the laptop era, which we're in now, all computers, and, people have one microphone instead of a collection. And so I can really appreciate, Cloud, especially just because, it just keeps you thinking about the analog realm and how good it is. And that's what I hope younger people can discover these products and stay attached to the old ways of recording mixed with the modern editing and capabilities we have. And so that always kind of speaks to me that Cloud, all their products are analog, and they're made for guys like me that still appreciate good recording and getting it right at the source rather than trying to fix it with 10 plugins later, I think it's amazing that the Cloud products are made in US. We need more products we can be proud of here, and I think all the Cloud products are winners so far, so definitely something to be proud of.